Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I show you what we are going to build today, I want to say special thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. We hit over 100 subscribers for 1 month, which means so much for me. Thank you so much guys, you are awesome. Without your help, I won't be able to make this channel grow. So in exchange, I would like to share content for you guys so that you can learn web development easier, faster, and get your dream jobs just like I did myself. So thank you once again guys. Today we are going to build this amazing profile card of one guy that you probably know. His name is Cristiano Ronaldo and he's one of the best players on the planet. So if I reload the page, we see that the title comes from the top, the image fades in, and the trophies come from below. And if I place my mouse over the trophies, we see how many times he won a trophy. So it's going to be an easy project with HTML, CSS, and tiny little bit of JavaScript. So let's start together creating this application from scratch. Visual Studio Code is opened, and here on the left side I have the pictures which I will be using, and I will make sure that they will be in the description below the video so that you can download them and use them for your project. So here I will create a file called index.html, and I will create style.css, and also I'll create app.js. Inside the index, I will generate the boilerplate by hitting Shift exclamation mark and tab, and that will give me a boilerplate. For the title, I will say responsive Cristiano Ronaldo profile card. And inside the body, first of all, we'll have a container. So I'll say div class of container, and that container will store everything we will have. So basically it will have the image, the name of the player Cristiano, the section where we will output different information about the cups and his trophies, and we'll have a section with his trophies. So here inside this container, I will create another div with the class of profile-card, and inside this div we will have one h1 with the class of CR7-title, and here we'll have CR7, but I will separate the 7 with a span. So I will make a span tag, and I will place 7 inside the span. And this span will have a class of span-special, or we can say span color for easier reference. And after that, below this, we will have the image of Cristiano. So I will say image, and the source will be / the current directory, and this Cristiano PNG image. And for the alt, we will say hash, and we will close this like that. Okay, so below the image, we will have a section with the class of trophies-info, and here we will leave it blank, and we will use JavaScript to populate it dynamically. And below this div, we will have another div with the class of trophies, and inside this div we'll have a couple of images. So I'll say image source, and the first one will be /Champions League, and the alt will be hash, and I will copy this a couple of times by hitting Alt, Shift, and down arrow, And for the second one, I will say, if I don't remember wrongly, it was the Ballon d'Or. So I'll say Ballon d'Or, and the third one will be the European Cup. And the final one will be the Coppa Italia. Okay, now that we have done this, we can save and we can format this with prettier, and we can open this with live server. And let's see how this looks in the browser right now without any styling. Well, obviously it looks ugly. The pictures are too big. So we need to style this and make it look nice. So let's go back to our index.html file. And here we can link our CSS by saying link CSS. And I can save now. And to test the CSS, I can say body, background, black. Let's see if this becomes black. It becomes, so CSS is linked. Perfect. So let's delete this. And before we start writing CSS, let's make sure we import the font we'll be using for this project. So I will navigate to Google Fonts. And I will search for Roboto, which is a very nice font. So we will pick regular 400 and I will click on select this style. And I will copy this thing here. Actually, it has to be this, so I can copy this. I can go back to my index.html, and the only thing I have to do, I have to paste it inside my head tag. After I have done this, I can also copy this line of code here, font family, Roboto sans serif, and I can go inside the CSS, and here we can start styling the application. So first of all, I will say star, box sizing to be border box, margin to be 0, and padding to be 0. Okay. After that, we'll have our body, and for the body, we'll just have font family. Actually, we can paste the already what we have copied, and after the body, we can start styling the container. So I'll say that container, and that container will have a width of 100%, a height of 100 viewport height. The display will be flex, align items center, justify content center, the flex direction, the flex direction would be column. And what else? The background will be black. We don't want any scroll bars, so I'll say overflow hidden. And what else? Color white. And that's pretty much it for this container. So after we have styled the container, we can save. And we can see what we have here in the browser. So we have this, which looks ugly. So let's head back to our style CSS and start styling the container with the class of profile-cards. So I can say .profile./cards. So I can say for this one, width will be auto, height will be auto. I want some padding of 16 pixels. The display will be flex, align item center, and justify content center. Flex direction will be column. And what else? Let's save now and see how this looks. Come back, they're still the same because we have to resize the images. So let's go back to the index.html file, and give a class for this image of Cristiano. So I'll say class image dash Cristiano, and I will give, actually I will need classes for this as well, so I'll say class image Champions League slash cup, and copy this line here and come back here down, paste, and paste, and now just change the names. So that one will be image Ballon d'Or, and the one below it will be image European League Cup, and the final one will be with the class of image Italian League Cup. Okay, so after we have given those images classes, we can go back to our style.css, and we can first of all start styling the image of Cristiano. So I'll say dot image slash Cristiano, and for this image I want to have width of 200 pixels and height of 200, let's say 250 for height and 250 for the width. Let's see how this will look like. So I can save now, and we see no change. We can say for the trophies, so I can say the div with the class of trophies, and I can point to the images inside it, so every image inside this div, and they will have a width of 80 pixels and height of 80 pixels. If I save now, we see the card of Cristiano Ronaldo slowly getting into shape. Great. But the image of Cristiano is too big, and let's make it 200 pixels so that it looks better. Now it's much better. So I noticed that we have a space here, and if I save now, we won't have the space. Great. Okay, so now for the card itself, so profile card, I can say border 1 pixel solid white. Let's see that. We see the card. Great. Let's come back here and let's make sure that there will be a space between the image and the dynamic content will be generated with JavaScript and the cups. So that one will be div class trophies dash info. So I'll say dot trophies slash info, and that will have a margin of 20 pixels 0. So 20 pixels top and bottom and 0 pixels left and right. So we have this here right now. So let's go back to our CSS file and give a color to this span with the class of color. So I can say span slash color, and here for the color I can say RGBA 167.255.167. Let's see, what is this? It's kind of greenish, but I don't want green, so the color we'll be using will be more leaning towards gold. So I'll leave this one 255.1752, and I'll save now, and we should see that the 7 gets a different color now. Great. So now after we have done everything, we can start outputting something in the div with the class name of trophies info. Yeah, trophies info. And to do that, we can go to our app.js file. And here what we will have to do, we will have to get everything from this card. I mean, the dynamic things that we will be touching, for example, the trophies and this div where we will output the content. So to do that, I will go back to the app.js and I'll say const trophies info div equals document.query selector. So I will select this div with the class of trophies-info, and go down and say const Champions League Cup equals document.query selector, and that one has the class of image Champions League Cup. So I'll copy that one here and paste it right here. And for the rest, I can copy this line of code. So Alt, Shift and down arrow a couple of times, and we can just change the names. So here I can say const, which one is that? Oh, golden. So Ballon d'Or. And then we have the European Cup. Const European Cup. And then we have const Italian Cup, okay? And here for Ballon d'Or, we can grab the class name of this image. Okay, we can say image Ballon d'Or and come back here and paste it. And I can grab the other class name of image European League Cup and paste it right here. And finally, the class name of the Italian Cup. So image-Italian League Cup. Copy and paste right here. Great. Now we have everything and we can start assigning event listeners to those images. So the first image will be Champions League that add event listener, and here we will listen for the event MouseOver, and we will pass an anonymous function here, and that will be an arrow function. And to test this, I can say alert, you are hovering over this image. Let's save and let's link our JavaScript file before that. So let's not miss this. So I'll say script source app.js, save, go back to the browser, hover over the image. We see you are hovering over this image. Nice. So what is the logic here? So inside this function here, we have to output something inside this trophies info div. So I can directly say trophies info div dot inner HTML equals, and here we can output h1 with opening and closing tag, and we can say 5x Champions League winner. If I save now and go back and hover over the image, we see 5 times Champions League winner. Great, but it says like this because we haven't assigned event listeners to the rest of the images. So let's go back and copy this one here a couple of times And for this one, we have to say Ballon d'Or dot add event listener, the European Cup, and finally the Italian Cup. So Italian Cup, and here we can just change the content. So here I can say 5x Ballon d'Or winner. Here I can say 1x European Cup winner, and here I can say twice Italian Cup winner. Now if I save this and go back to the browser, if I hover over the images, we see that the info changes. Now let's go back to our style.css file and start working on those images a little bit more. So what I can do here, I can say trophies, the image inside, hover, you can say transform scale 1.1, and let's save now and see what happens. So they scale a little bit, which is nice. And let's make sure that also the cursor, the pointer, the cursor is pointer. So if I save now, the cursor is pointer and the information change. Nice. We have pretty much everything done, except we have to add the effects. So let's start with this CR title here. So what we will do inside our CSS, we can grab the class name, so cr-title, come back here, dot cr7 / title. So for this one, what we want is we want to hide it from our eyes. So we want to hide it somewhere above. The way to do that, we can just say transform translate, and we will translate the y-axis by saying 1000 pixels. Let's see what happens if we do that. It disappears. We don't see it. Nice. And we can add a transition here. So I can say transition transform, and that will be 1 second, or let's say 0.9, actually 0.9 seconds is in. After we have done this, what we have to do is assign a dynamic class inside JavaScript to this title so that when the page loads, it comes from the top. So to do that, we can go back to our app.js file, and here I can say window that add event listener, and the event I'll be listening to will be called DOM content loaded, and I can pass a function here, and after I pass a function, we can grab this element. So I can say const CR7 CR title, so that will be equal to document.query selector, and we can grab the class name of this CR7-title. After we have done this, we can go back here and we can say CR title that class list that add, and we will give it a class of active. So if I save now, nothing will happen yet because we haven't played with the CSS. So here I can say cr.cr7 /title/active, and when it's active we want to transform it, translate y by 0. If I save now, and we see that it comes from down, but we want it to come from the top, so we can revert this. We can say minus 1000 pixels. If I save now, it will come from the top, and it comes. So for the image, let's do the same. So I can grab the image with the class name of image/Cristiano. We might have it here. Yeah, we have it here. So I can say for this one, transform. Actually, this one will be fading in. So I can say opacity to be 0. And transition will be 1 second, 1.5 seconds is in, and that will be the opacity. So, oh my god, I don't see my keyboard. Okay, opacity 1.5 seconds is in, and here we can say image/Cristiano.active, and when it's active we want to say opacity 1. But we have to do this with JavaScript as well. So here I can say const cr image equals document.querySelector, and we can grab the class name of this, which was image/Cristiano. So dot image Cristiano, and save now. And here I can say cr image classless.add active. After I save this as well and save this, we should see that effect. So it fades in and we see everything. So now lastly we have to do those cups to come from the down part of the page. So to do that, we can grab the whole div which holds the trophies, and the way to do that will be dot trophies, I think. Yeah, so this div is called dot trophies. So I can go back here, I can say dot trophies, and initially this will be transform translate y 1000 pixels, and it will have transition of 1.6 seconds is in, and I forgot the transform here. So transform 1.6 seconds is in, and the same logic. So trophies dot active, and we say transform translate y to be 0. But we have to import this inside JavaScript as well. So I can say const, or we have it already. No, we have the trophies info div. So const trophies div equals document.querySelector, and that was trophies. Okay, and I come here, copy this line of code, change the name of this to trophies div, and save. Go back to our app, and they come back from the down part of the page. That's great. So we have our card done, and the final part now which we have to do is make sure it's responsive, because if I collapse this, it's not looking well. So to do that, I can add a media query here on my style.css, and I can say add media, and I can say max width of 450 pixels. So anything up to 450 pixels, the media query will be triggered and will change its styles. So here, what we have to change? So we can change that title here. It's too big, so we can say trophies. What was the class name of this div? Trophies info. Trophies/info. So dot trophy/info, and we can point the h1 here. And what we want the font size to be a little bit smaller, so I can say font size, how much? 80 pixels. Let's see how this looks. 18 pixels. It looks better. Yeah, it looks better for me. And also we see that those cups, they need to collapse. They're collapsing, but they don't collapse as much they should. So to fix this one here, we can go back here and say dot trophies flex wrap to be wrap. If I save now, do they wrap? No, they don't wrap because we don't have flex on them. So trophies is here. I can also say display flex. And if I save now, they should wrap. No, they don't. Not yet. Okay. I think they're okay like this. We can just center them in the center, so I can say justify content center. If I save now, they become centered, and yeah, so we will leave it like this. So this is what we have built, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You can reuse this card in your applications. It's reusable. I hope you like this video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.